Can you believe it? It's time to wrap it up for 2014. What a year we have had. The market manipulation just gets more and more obvious to everybody, as it would. Once you start playing this game, once you enter down this path, it is very, very difficult to stop. And central banks around the world don't know how to do it. They can't do it without undoing all that they've tried to do by artificially propping up the markets. It's just the way that it is. So China, every time they try to cut back, try to tighten up just a little bit, the bottom falls out of their market. Their economy is weakening. They want to take it from, 10% per annum growth to 7%. It's still a pretty big figure if you can believe it, but most of that growth has come from debt, you borrowing to spend. It's not a capitalistic society. It's who you know. It's your connections to the banking industry. So it's all built on debt, as command economies are done, and the ability to be able to borrow when you want to borrow. So it's tough. I don't see how our central bank can start to tighten in a meaningful way because of what it does to the interest. This administration has taken us from 9+ trillion to 18+ trillion in debt over 6 years. They're doubling it, and if interest rates move from the present rate to the historic rate of a little bit over 5% for the entire portfolio, then you're looking at $850 billion per year interest payments. It would add another $600 billion to the deficit. So, and once that gets started, who's to say that the interest rate will stop at the historic norm? So it's a tough deal. Probably the most plausible swagging or guessing right now is the United States will raise its interest rates a little bit in 2015. Let quantitative easing be done by China, the European Union, and others. When that goes no farther, then the United States has a couple of interest rate cuts still left to come in and support the market. So we'll see all kinds of guessing and all sorts of scenarios painted by those that make their living reporting and being in the news, and it'll be fun to get in and try to take them apart. Okay, we have a sideways market here, a D. We've got our mom move out of the middle, and the market breaks, yielding another B. Couple attempts to take it higher, it fails. We get another mom, and we make a new low. So move, pause, move. And here we are again. I would anticipate that the move into the close will be higher, just as day trade shorts cover, but my scenario was today that we would find pretty good support, 70 to 75, and that we would close the market on a new contract high. That seems like a stretch right now. But right now the market is pretty much flat with 8 net short. We're going to have a little bit over 500,000 on volume today, and the market has been nothing but straight down. The software, trade what you see, not what you believe. Retest failure, so on and so forth. So the software, better than my call bright and early this morning, for sure. Looking at the F1 screen, it says we're sellers, lower high, lower low. Looking at the F2 screen, a couple of distributions lower, 3, well, really 2 distributions lower, 1 sideways. So this market says we're seller 2. So we've got these single prints right here, so 64, 66, so 1. And the 69, 71, sell 2. Now normally this market closes on a high on the last trading day of the year, and the local community, the professional trading community, goes home short. And it's usually good for 15 to 20 handle move on the next trading day that opens up. Today we buried it into the close, and if we were to close down here, that makes that trade a little suspect. So support, letting them get stops below today's low. First buy will be 55 to 57 and 50 to 52. Okay, some news. ISM service, not service, just straight ISM is at 57.5. Market's ISM number is probably a little more accurate at 54, and construction spending at +0.5, which nobody pays any attention to. So this is the market's focus. When we come in, again, it'll be a holiday type market. We won't have all the players there. Europe will be on holiday. Europe does this one right. I would look for a long day, easy for the large players to manipulate if they wish. It's the same problem. Is there enough liquidity to in new players with? Will they get caught creating a move that produces no follow-through? Okay, the interest rate markets are holding in really well. Higher low, higher high, really in very, very subdued trading. So this F1 screen says we're a buyer. And our F2 screen right here, a D pattern. Looking for a new move out of this area. A lot of that will be dependent upon the E-mini. Perhaps we're leaning B with the volume. Hard to say on this one. So based on this, we're sellers. Failure to take out our 26 to 30. And we'll put the buy at 13 to 17. Perhaps 21. The E-mini continues to sell 20. We'll be lucky to buy at 21s. And then buy 2 will be 5 to 9. So that 21 area, based on the E-mini, is where we'll have to make one decision. If the E-mini is up, then we'll try to buy it cheaper. If the E-mini continues to sell and finishes weak, we'll have to pay up at 21. Looking at the 30-year, leaning B for sure. Sell failure to take out 20 to 24. On the buy side, 5 to 9, 1 to 29. And again, you can't make a lot out of these holiday markets. We won't have a full complement of players till after Martin Luther King. Europe will take a vacation into next week. Those with kids had Christmas to New Year's off in our industry. Those without kids take the first week of January off to go skiing or to the islands, depending on their bent. And so we won't have everybody back and ready to play and ready to go until after Martin Luther King's holiday. Gold got whacked. You see we got pretty good support down here in the 65 to 70 area. Obviously 75 is a draw. A lower high and a very, very weak close tells us the first trade will be a sell. And this market has been subject to a lot of whipsaws, really, really big moves from something. Part of that is illiquidity due to the holidays. So buy one's going to be 80 plus or minus. 75 is going to be buy 2. I like the short side of the market better, as you well know. 89 and 91, sell 1. 93, 95, sell 2. After the first of the year, before this market has all of its players. Okay, crude oil just made a new low. It is pointed lower. We're headed below 50. It's just too close, and there's too many stops down there. If we don't quite make 50, then we've got a rally that certainly will take us back to 60 and perhaps as high as 70. So lower high, lower low. Like to sell it. This market is very, very volatile. We've been able to execute pretty handily at our number 2 sell points. So first sell is going to be 53.75, 54, and 54 and a quarter, 54.50. On the buy side, last rotation down stopped at 52.50, so 52.50, 52.75 buy 1, and 52 even, 52 and a quarter buy 2. Probably be some articles out guessing what the health of the ruler of Saudi Arabia is. He is 90 years old, so they've got secession down pretty well in that part of the world. They address those issues. They don't get caught by surprise. And the euro, I think the euro is headed for 120, and there's a good chance we'll see that in the month of January. Then if that comes out, they'll be talking about the previous low at 118. So the market is pointed lower. It is breaking. We just made new lows today, and there's no reason to think that we won't make new lows. Again, when the market opens up in London. So we're going to make buy 1, 75 to 85. It seemed to hold pretty well for us. And then 50 to 60. May not get a full complement of players with Europe pretty much on holiday. I've got this low right here. So this 15 to 25 area is pretty aggressive. Hopefully we could do better than our 40 to 50 would be sell to. So I don't think we'll have a full complement of players in Europe, which will tend to dampen the activity, but no doubt that we are headed lower like we've been talking about all year. Hey, Happy New Year. Had a great year. We're going to have an even better one come 2015. We know our markets. We know how to trade them. Our methodology work. The software does a lot of the work for you. May all your football teams win over this long football weekend. Basketball teams too. And y'all have a very, very merry finish to your holiday season and Happy New Year. I'll see you bright.